Hello. Sorry as I wipe my mouth. We're going to have a little history lesson. I was just sitting here resting my knee before I get dressed for the day and wanted to address the whole... This is a multifaceted reel. History lesson, let's talk about it, the whole gig. So again, when I say I am not a political person, I'm not. Let me remind everyone of this. I'm a registered voter who exercises her right to choose to whether or not I do vote. I have never voted on a on a presidential election. Go ahead, come after me. However, it was because I wasn't knowledgeable. I didn't know it in my younger adult years. Once I made sure to register to vote, I keep my option there in order for local voting, okay? Because I definitely think we still have some kind of a mark locally. Anyhow, a whole other thing. When it comes to this left and right and all of the just craziness of what's going on in our country right now, you know, I stay out of it as much as I can, other than addressing what my eyeballs see. You know, and there have been so many things that, like, we as a society, like, we're seeing it, you know, we're seeing these things and being told we're not seeing what we're seeing. That's weird to me. That's scary to me. Like, that's a mind game. That's a brainwash sort of a thing. Again, don't come for me. Those are like, oh, you must be one of the, libtards. I'm not at all, in any way, shape, or form. I was actually brought up Republican. My parents are Republican. They were. I don't know if that's what my dad's political affiliation is now, or if he has one, or he's like me. I think it might be that. Anyhow, my issue with all of it is how hard... Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to get comfortable here. How far right the right is, how far left the left is, and then what's happening to us in between. You know what I mean? You know, we shouldn't have to, I don't want to say it's fence riding, you know, bandwagoning, whatever, but I like being in the middle. I like seeing what's going on. I like being observant. You know, there's nothing about any of this hard right propaganda crap, the crap that I see happening in the news, whether it be from this news circuit that's right, this news circuit that's left, it's all just... So, there's that. It's not good. Anyone who says it is crazy. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. Jim Jones, quit drinking the Kool-Aid. Haley Bop, comment people, whatever. It's... Use your eyes, use your ears. You know, make sure that you're educating yourself. I'm not saying on either one way or another, but in general. So there's that. Now let's talk about this whole Super Bowl and the Super Bowl halftime show. I didn't like the halftime show just because I don't like Bad Bunny. I don't care for his music. That's not my vibe. I think it was a beautiful show. You know, I mean, the fact he brought Lady Gaga on, you know, just, it was neat. But again, most halftime shows I end up not liking. My favorite one was and always will be the Snoop Dogg one from a couple years ago. It's fantastic. Next would probably be Prince. That's a long time ago, but other than that, you know, I'm not a big football person anyhow, so it was kind of like, ugh, not really looking forward to him because nothing will beat the Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre one. Here's the history lesson. If I have to hear or see one more ignorant son of a bitch, let me just say it. Ignorant son of a bitch. Say, why is our halftime show being done by someone who's not an American citizen? Now, not everybody is saying that, but there are many people. Here's the history lesson, guys. While we're sitting here, go get your atlas, your map pulled up on your phone. You know, take a look-see down there at the Gulf of America, whatever the hell we're calling that now. And go a little further south, kind of in there's this place called Puerto Rico. It is a United States territory. Okay? It's part of the United States. Guess what? Everyone born in Puerto Rico is let's say it for the kids in the back, United States citizen. Really, teacher? They're United States citizens, so that means that the halftime show was done by someone who's an American citizen who just happened to speak Spanish? Huh. So again, we're not talking about an issue with immigration status or citizenship. We're talking about whether or not you like the music. For me, Again, not my vibe. From what I'm hearing, because let me just explain to you how it went down for music for the halftime show at Club 39. It's very fascinating because I had people very much from totally opposite walks of life, viewpoints, sitting in the same space. Some that were all about, oh, are we not going to turn on the Turning Point yank, yank, yank? No, I'm not turning that on the main TV with the speakers. I could care less about Bad Bunny. You know, there were a bunch of us who were like, none of us want to hear what he was having to say. Or not say, excuse me. It's, you know, we were looking at our own music, you know, watch it, but kind of thinking about vibing out a different way. So that's what we did. And I tell you what, my people up at Club 39, chef's kiss, you guys are awesome. We had, on the main TV, we had the Super Bowl going, so the regular halftime show. Over here on that TV, I turned on the Turning Point for the folks that wanted to see it. And guess what? We listened to the jukebox during the halftime show, so everybody got a little bit of something. And everyone was neutral. So we're going back to, and I even heard some folks at the bar last night about this United States citizen. It's like, get a fucking map, guys. You know, what Trump's wanting to do with Greenland? How he's wanting to acquire that and do, you know, call it this or call it that. Same thing. Puerto Rico's already part of the country. The difference is they have their own governor. They have to follow all of our federal laws, but they don't get a vote for president, which I think is pretty whack. You got to listen to everything we say, but you can't vote on who's making the rules that you're supposed to follow. That doesn't make sense to me. I just now thought of that, so somebody explain that to me. But the fact of the matter is, you can't hang the halftime show on, oh, it wasn't about America. Dude's American. Dude's from Puerto Rico. Now, do I think that to make it maybe a more enjoyable so people can support and understand what he was saying? Because again, I didn't listen. I do speak Spanish, so I'm not great, but enough to get by. I wouldn't have been able to necessarily enjoy his show with my ability. But from what I'm understanding, it might have been nice for people to have known what was being said. You know, I don't know how that looks. Whatever, man. This is stupid. Like, the days have just turned the frickin' channel. Like, what happened to us? I can't even. So, yeah, there's your history lesson, everybody. You can say whatever you want if you thought the halftime show was bunk, boo-boo, whatever. But you can't say it because he was not a United States citizen, because you don't get more than that. Just saying. Okay, people. Get a map, read a friggin' book, use your eyeballs, use your ears, make your own decisions, be smart. And how about this? Be safe, be good, be blessed. There's that.